Seattle is a city where you can make it, but there are people who are being left behind by the economic development here. There's a lot of very high-paying jobs that are being created in the city, and people are moving here for those jobs. And so that is causing friction. There are places in Seattle where you can find a place. The problem right now is that those places take forever to get to.
We're about 95 feet below. This is where the trains are coming to University of Washington Station. This thing's been under construction since about 2009, 2008. It's been talked about and planned since the late 90s. So yeah, this is a huge deal. And this line cuts through some of the worst congestion in Puget Sound, in the Seattle area.
Sound Transit is a regional transit agency. We're building major urban and suburban infrastructures to accommodate population growth going decades from today, reducing the amount of time it takes people to do the essential thing of getting to work and back home. The region has continued to grow. By 2040, we expect to have 1 million more residents in the central Puget Sound area. People love to live here. And so we're looking at the fact that we have a transit infrastructure that needs to accommodate not just the growth that we expect over the next, 30 or 40 years, but also what is here today.
We at Seattle Subway believe that people have a right to not spend their lives sitting in traffic, and we feel everyone has that right. We think that there should be viable alternatives that allow people to spend less time traveling and also have a good climate impact in that decision.
We have a very narrow swath of land that we can actually occupy between Puget Sound and Lake Washington. And because of the density, it's just a nightmare to get around.
We can't build our way out with roads. Seattle is at a stage in its growth and development as a city where if we want to not just trap people in their cars sitting in traffic for hours to get to their jobs, we have to build them a way around that. And usually that means underground and mass transit.
Light rail has become extremely popular in the 6 or so years that it's been operating. We serve upwards of almost 40,000 people in our peak season a day. And so when we launch University Link in about a month, by 2030, we expect that line to serve about 71,000 riders a day.
My commute is about 30 minutes. It's only a few miles, but it's through downtown. When ULink opens, my commute should shorten to about 8 minutes. The thing that I'm going to like most is that it's going to be concrete evidence that Seattle's moving into the future and is actually tackling the problems that it knows it has and isn't just sitting on its hands.